joining conversations with Jen and Mao from Tijuana, Mexico.
Right, let me see here.
Oh, how our daughter calls it, playas de pijama. Good morning, Allison Lori Lott. How is everybody doing? We're just waiting for Jennifer to join Instagram.
Hello, everyone.
Good.
Okay, here we are. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Now I'm going to join.
All righty. Happy 11/11 Conversations with Jen and Mao.
Here we go.
All right. This is it's a new Happy 11/11. All right, here we are, Mr. David in the house.
David.
Okay,
here we go.
Our phone is charging, so our Instagram's going to be a little wobbly, but we're going to make it work.
We're going to make it work.
We're going to make it work.
That's what
like we always
do.
All righty. Let's jump into our magical elevator, raise our vibration, and raise our frequency. Yes. Jump into the magical elevator, going up to the magical 11th floor of the universe, and let's go. Let's have it. The best virtual party ever. Woo! Okay.
David.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning, all.
All right.
Mami Ruki.
Buenos días, madre.
Mami Ruki. Here we go.
Okay, yes. Turn that down.
Oh, hello. No, we are not drinking. We are not drinking.
Okay, let's see if that's.
Do you have enough of a charge on that? You might have to hold it.
There we go. Okay, all right. Let's just not move it. Let's just not move. Let's just not move. I fell. Yes.
Oh! How about we do it in here? How about we do it in there?
Okay, maybe.
How about in there?
All right, I think that's
maybe
better.
Maybe that's better.
Is that?
It's
and
a little
didn't
bit...
get up. You didn't get up.
Oh my goodness. No. Are we?
Okay, I know we're making you dizzy. Ouch.
I think we might have lost.
This is totally.
No, we're not
the
back.
Roller coaster ride on Monday 11/11.
We are
welcome back to Los Angeles. We are still in Mexico, and we will be here until Friday.
Cannot see you. Julie, can you hear us?
My tushy. I love it, David. Yes. Thank you for staying with us on this ride, on this wild ride.
What happened to can you hear us?
Good morning, Julia. Greetings, my beautiful friends. Cannot see you. I guess we're going to probably need to start and stop it.
We are in Mexico.
We got to let you know we're in Mexico. So this is Mexican internet, which, I mean, we don't want to sound racist or anything about the internet, but with our students from Mexico, there's always a lot of glitching.
Hello. No, actually, this hit that, which hit the camera off.
Oh, it turned it off.
It turned the camera off, so it has nothing to do with Mexico.
Well, but the glitching, it does.
Racist.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes. Good morning, my love. Say good morning.
So we are here.
All right.
Julie.
Who are you visiting? My mom and my mother-in-law. We were in San Diego for a few days, and now we've been here for a couple of days in Mexico. And
baby, that's not going to work.
I know.
That's just not going to work. And if you keep,
I'll just hold it.
Just hold it.
Hold it.
It's just better to hold it.
Okay, that's fine. So yes, basically, we are here, and we're gonna spend the week with my
La Mami Ruki.
With my mom, I'll be here, and then you're gonna cross over and be a couple of days.
Oh look,
with your
Mami
mom.
Ruki's here.
Oh, so we've got a special
ladies and
guest.
gentlemen, we have a special guest.
We've got a few special guests today. So
Mami Ruki.
She's usually watching from Mexico, but today we are in Mexico, so she is here. You want to say hello, Mama?
Yeah.
Okay, say
Look.
hi.
Hello, buenos días, muchas bendiciones y feliz inicio de semana.
There
Ah.
you go.
Bienvenidos a 11:11.
There you go. Bienvenidos a 11:11. Welcome to 11:11. That is my mom, you guys. And yes, so she has been wearing her mask. And since we got here, which is super cute, even though we did get COVID tests before coming, they just feel more at peace wearing their masks. And I don't blame them. It's all about being safe and feeling secure, and whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel at peace. So yes, thank you. I will tell her, Mami, todo el mundo te está saludando. So
La Mami Rookie.
Yes. Here, can you connect that? Alrighty, so
Ay, bendito.
Ay, bendito.
Ay, bendito.
So let's do our fairy cards. Let's see
All right,
who
here
the
we
fairy
go.
card is. What fairy card were you
Madre,
today?
Mami Rookie.
Hello, Mr. Glenn Larry in the house. ¿Qué tiene México?
Mami Rookie, ven para acá.
My mama.
We have to
is
have
what
Mami
Mexico.
Rookie pick the
Mexico
card.
has my mama and my grandmama.
Mami Rookie, ven
And you know
acá.
what? I'm really impressed with Mexico, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
I'm going to tell you in just a minute.
I love Mexico. I love Mexico.
We love it here.
Here, Mami
but I'm
Rookie.
really impressed with them.
Agarro.
Aha. Okay, there you go. She's like, I love my president.
Okay.
Así.
And
And
it's
she
not the
says,
Venezuelan president.
mira, laughter.
Laughter. Oh, wow.
Reírse.
There you go. Hay que reírse. We got that one
What-
last week.
What we need more of.
Yes.
Laughter.
There is. Hay que
Laughing
reírse más.
all the way.
Sonreír.
Sonreír.
Reírse, mami,
A ver,
reírse.
Mami Rookie, agarra otra aquí,
Okay,
Mami
now we're
Rookie.
going to do the angel card.
Let me see. La
There,
Mami
that was my
Rookie.
hand, you guys.
Mami Rookie is here. Mami Rookie is going to help us choose the card.
Okay, here we are.
And
This is being unstoppable.
harmony.
Harmony.
Harmony,
Vaccine anyone?
armonía. Armonía y
Good,
reírnos.
Glenn. I'm doing a self-tape audition. Yes, I did one yesterday, and my son just did one. That's why we have, as you can tell, we traveled with our studio. And it's great. It's great to be able to visit family and not miss auditions and not miss school. Because Juliana's in school in the other room, and we're doing our show, and Adrian just did his audition, and I sent in mine yesterday.
Yes.
So
I think we should get a chair for Mami Rookie so Mami Rookie could join us.
It's a huge silver lining, right?
It is.
It
is a huge silver lining.
Yeah, definitely. All right, harmony.
Okay,
we all
harmony.
need.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Harmony.
We definitely all need that.
Armonía.
Yes, and
All
how
right.
do we create harmony? That's such a great
Armonía
question.
y reírnos. Y ahora estoy usando
So.
las gafas de Teresa. Okay. Oh my
Okay.
goodness, still not. you know,
What?
It's still not enough.
You're not enough?
No.
He left his glasses or his contacts.
No, my contacts. One of my contacts fell.
Yes. Oh, one of
And
the adventures during the trip.
We
He put them off. He was taking them off. He took it off, and he didn't see where it was, and it bounced off his chest, and it was on
fell
the
to
floor,
the floor.
and somebody
So,
stepped on
okay.
it.
So, conflict is resolved in a situation that was troubling you. Know that you deserve this place and happiness and accept it graciously. That's harmony.
Yes.
Beloved child of God, you're a peace lover at heart.
Mm-hmm.
This card comes to you as a sign of new harmony that draws upon you. Let go of viewing this situation as troubled and see yourself and others through the eyes of your guardian angels. In this way, you look past the surface and see the beauty and light that eternally shines within everyone. By shifting your viewpoint to the angelic perspective, you become an earth angel holding an elevated viewpoint sparks miraculous healing in all of your relationships. Conflict drops away, revealing the clean and new truth about everyone and everything.
So
That's harmony.
creating harmony.
Creating harmony, especially doing. I mean, it's always good to create harmony at home with your friends. Gratitude of being healthy, gratitude of being alive, gratitude for your eyes, your ears, your hair. Needs is more harmony.
Yeah, I think the whole world, right? Absolutely, the whole world. David says green tea time. Green tea time for the eyesight, right? And Glenn Larry would like a card. Absolutely. So yes, drinking to harmony, and it's a state of mind.
Armonía.
And it's creating, and it's choosing it every day. Choosing it. Sometimes, most of the time, it's every moment. You know, in every interaction. If you come from a place of harmony, then you're not coming from a place of being right or being being in control, because that's what I notice when I'm not in harmony. What's happening in my mind? It's like, oh, I'm trying to control, or I'm trying to figure things out now. And so that means that I'm not in patience. Like I don't have patience for whatever it is that I am working towards. I have
That's Zen, right? That's Zen for
like
our soul.
right?
Our soul. I mean, the
Mhm.
alignment of your head, your heart, and your soul.
Yeah, and the words, right? So
Yeah,
when
no.
you're thinking, your words and your actions are in alignment. That's pure harmony.
Right.
That is bliss. That's being in alignment. So,
And I can tell you that is, you know, every day I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking exactly just to be aligned with and be harmonious. You know, I think all of us, that's the goal every day, right?
Yep.
That the mind doesn't have all the chatter.
Exactly.
Can you
exactly.
that you're able to quiet the mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the other day
and love the mind.
Yeah.
You know, like just be so understanding of it, because its nature is to fix things. It's a machine that is supposed to look for problems to fix. That is the nature of the mind. So once we understand that, we're like, oh, it's embracing that and going, everything is fine right now. It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to know right now. It's okay. You don't need to fix anything right now. It's okay. And I've been doing that and taking that deep breath at the moment, you know.
Well, you know, it was beautiful.
What are you looking at?
No, because I know that.
Good morning, Patty.
I know that.
Santiago from Miami and Patty Alvarado from Miami too. I love my two Patties.
What is it, Dave?
My two Patties. David says, roll with it. It's a very hard thing to do, but when done,
yes,
awesomeness.
Absolutely. It's exactly it, David. I mean, I can only speak for myself. It's not something that I have mastered. It is something that I'm practicing every day. The other day, we went with Adrian, our son, to go. He was surfing, and he invited us to go watch him. Right?
Yeah.
Man,
La Jolla Beach. It was
my God, it was so beautiful that you can't help but go.
On Thanksgiving, we went to the beach on Thanksgiving. That's something new. We've never done that.
It was like the perfect gift that he gave us that day, because I'm telling you, as soon as we got out of the car, you go,
take a deep breath with nature.
You can't help but appreciate where we were, which was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
The day was beautiful.
Gorgeous. And he went surfing. And we got to see him surfing, and it was just such a beautiful thing.
We primed and meditated at the beach, which I've never done.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, man, to be able to live in front of the beach and to wake up to this and be able to meditate and hit Because when you go to the ocean and there's that smell from the water, there's just something
it's so beautiful,
so magical
zen
about it.
And we were so zen
that
when we got back to the car would not start.
Yeah, I had left the lights on.
Yeah, so there's no battery. So we just looked at each other and we were like, oh, okay, AAA. Like it was like, it didn't phase us. It was like, oh, how did that happen? Okay, well, let's just call. I mean, there was no blaming. There was no upset. There was just like, oh, well.
It was what it was. It was what it was.
And the AAA guy got there in 15 minutes, and we were so thankful. One of the things that, one of the many blessings of living here in the United States, it's like, this is pretty incredible that we're able to call a company, a towing company, and they're there to rescue us immediately. Like, seriously,
Sounds kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
You can just call something and rescue you. Like today, I mean, that's
awesome. I'm glad it was stunning, David. Yes, as it should be. I mean, family time is always so
and also
awesome.
we might go for a little walk today here at the beach because it's a beautiful day here.
I just went walking this morning to Walmart. This is what I was wanting to share, that I'm very, very impressed. They literally have, which they don't have that in the States, at least around where we live. Our grocery stores are not doing this. And every single store that my mom and I walked in, they literally have a temperature. It's like an automatic temperature machine that you just stand in front of, and it literally takes your temperature, and they give you hand sanitizer, and there's a security guard right there making sure that your temperature, you're good, and they give you hand sanitizer.
The only interesting that I found is that they didn't let Juliana. They're not letting kids.
And they're not letting children into
the stores.
The stores. So I thought that was also great because it's keeping them safe. It's really keeping them safe and really being super responsible. Yeah. What they scan you. Yes, literally. Like making sure nobody's walking in there with a fever. I mean, I literally was so impressed. I couldn't even, I was like, whoa,
where are we?
Ralph's, get with the program, seriously. So, all right, let's read laughter. And Beatrice is in the house, and she's going to be our guest today. We're going to let her in soon, and we're going to talk about, I'm super excited about this, the 5 languages. 5 languages, and it's such a great, it goes perfect with harmony and creating harmony in your life, right? Like if you understand how your loved ones, how your significant other needs to feel love and connection and vice versa, then that disconnect that happens so often will be minimized, because we know what each other truly needs to feel loved and to feel connected. Little buggers are like germ monsters. Yeah, the kids, they are little germ monsters.
That's it. That's exactly why.
When our kids start school, right, every 6 weeks, they come home with a cold. They're
the spreaders.
Yeah. So, okay, laughter. All righty. Every cloud not only has a silver lining, but it also has a humorous side. Try to objectively stand back from your situations and find a humorous twist. Laughter will help you see your life from a new perspective so that you can receive creative insights and solutions. You are much too serious about life, according to the fairies. They aren't asking you to neglect your responsibilities, let go of the sacred reverence for life, or defend your emotions with jokes. Instead, you're asked to see the humor that runs through the thread of life. Like a brilliant comedy, our lives become more enjoyable when we can see them through the eyes of a humorist. Laughter. Something's
it's
going
weird,
on
guys. Because
we have a light. We have a window.
A window, but
and they're working outside.
They're painting the building where
hello, sir.
Her mother's living at. They're painting the building, so you're seeing this thing over here flopping back and forth because they're gonna be men, I guess.
That's funny. So that's what we need to do, is see life through the eyes of a humorist. Laughter helps us to stand back and see ourselves and our situations more objectively. When we laugh, we relax. And when we relax, creative solutions and renewed energy course through us more easily. So take time today to laugh. For instance, go see that new funny movie or play, buy a book by your favorite comedy writer, or exchange silly jokes with a friend. Affirmation, write this down. And I would suggest to get notes on, so that you can write notes with all the yummy good stuff that Beatrice is going to be giving us in a few minutes. So take time to laugh. For instance, go see that new funny movie or play, buy a book by your favorite comedy writer, or exchange silly jokes with a friend. Affirmation, I find the humor in life and laugh easily. I find the humor in life and laugh easily.
Yeah, we saw
it's
beautiful.
A choice.
If you haven't watched the beautiful movie Jingle Jangle.
Oh, yes.
Right? Jingle Jangle
on Netflix.
It's really beautiful.
Yes.
Really beautiful. If you want a family
Christmas,
but also it has
movie.
A beautiful message.
Yes, absolutely.
It really was a beautiful movie to watch with the family last night.
Yes. Look, you guys, I just put you in the bell. So Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Instagram, right? It is Instagram.
That's Instagram.
Instagram
what did you
family.
think it was?
I was going to say Instacart.
Oh.
I'm just thinking of the groceries. All right. So here we are. I just put you in here.
Laughter and harmony are our cards today, ladies and gentlemen.
And so let's get a card for Glenn.
Glengarry, Glenn Ross.
And then we will bring in Beatrice when she, let's do our quick meditation. And then we'll start. Okay, here we are.
All right.
For Glenn.
Self-acceptance.
Self-acceptance.
We all need this, right, ladies and gentlemen? I think this card is needed by all.
Yes, sir.
It is the one thing that I can say that throughout my life at 50 years old is the one thing that it's learning to love myself and
as
to accept myself for what I am, who I am, and what I am becoming.
Yes. So self-acceptance. You are a perfect child of God, and every part of you is wonderful. Your angels guide you to let go of negative self-judgment and to enjoy being you, right? To enjoy being you. You are much too hard on yourself. Your angels say to you through this card, although you enjoy having high standard, it's important to view yourself through loving eyes. Berating yourself only makes your spirit sink. Self-improvement comes from a positive mindset. See yourself through your angel's eyes, and you will see someone who is a perfect and holy child of God. Although you have made mistakes in the past, there is nothing that you could have ever said, thought, or done that would change God's love for you. The angels see past your surface mistakes. They see the beating heart of God's love within you. They love you unconditionally, and they ask you to love yourself in the same way. It's about loving ourselves unconditionally. And that is it.
I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we must love ourselves unconditionally, right? When we love ourselves unconditionally and we have more compassion with ourselves, then we're able to do that for others and love others more with compassion and unconditionally, right? but we got to do it with ourselves.
But again,
and it takes practice, and it's being aware.
We'll keep repeating. This all takes, it's practicing, like going to the gym, like going to your job, like going to school. You're learning new skills.
Yes.
It's the same in life. It's also on your mindset. It's learning new skills, because guess what? We're always, because we're human and we're not robots, we're going to go to the defaults. We're going to go to what the body knows or what the body is used to. And we have to break those habits.
Right.
Habits that have been ingrained for years.
The default.
Default. And it's interesting teaching kids, right? Because we teach a lot of mindset to our kids in class, and they look at us and like, they don't quite yet understand it. But what we say to you is, you will understand this as you get older.
Yeah.
What the gift of this is, because we didn't have it growing up.
Right. The limiting beliefs, the limiting beliefs.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do our meditation. Our meditation.
Do you want me to hold it while you?
Let's see if that's gonna work.
How much do you have on it? 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How about if I go to the other side? Okay, here we are, you guys. We're making it work.
Oh.
We making it work.
Okay.
Okay, here, you sit here, baby. You can hold it. Okay. All right, so let's close our eyes. Hello, Mr. Carl Aranda in the house. Right. How are you? Happy holidays. Best wishes. Thank you so much. San Francisco in the house. All right, let's take a deep breath. Close our eyes. Put your hand on your heart. Connect with the love, the unconditional love that our heart gives us. Our heart beats 24/7, keeps us alive, loves us. Let's activate that love that is in our heart through our breath and through understanding that the only moment that is real is now, this moment. And in this moment, we are all safe, we are all loved, and all of our needs are met. Take a deep breath. Imagine a white light coming from divine source, just going into your crown chakra, going down to your throat chakra, to your heart center, all the way down to your solar plex, to the root chakra, and all the way down to your feet to connect you to Mother Earth and ground you. If you're feeling unbalanced, if you're feeling out of sorts, that is the quickest way. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, connect with your heart. Imagine that infinite source, that infinite love, that infinite white magical light going through you into the earth, Mother Earth, and that will instantly ground you. Take a deep breath. Yes. Feel that peace. Think of 3 things that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for? That's the quickest way to bring you to the present moment. Because when we're not feeling grateful, we are either in the past, regretting, or in the future, having anxiousness. So remember, if you're feeling anxious, it's because you're really focusing on the future. If you're feeling down or depressed, you're focusing on the past. So let's focus on the now. Focus on right this smile. I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm grateful that we're able to connect with our 1111 community. I'm so grateful that we're able to visit our families during these holidays. Take a deep breath. Yes. And now that we're present to our gratitude and our love and our peace, we have the capacity to let go and to forgive. Forgive those that have hurt us. Forgive ourselves for hurting ourselves without realizing it sometimes. Hurting ourselves intentionally. Forgive. Just forgive yourself. First and foremost, forgive yourself. Accept yourself as you are. And forgive yourself for not accepting yourself as you are and not loving yourself as you are. Take a deep breath. And now, smile and think of 3 goals or just that one wish that you're working towards. Imagine it coming true. Imagine it's here right now, and imagine the feeling that you're going to have, that you have. What is that feeling that you're going to have the minute that that dream and that goal comes true? So you get to celebrate it right now. Bring it in, pull it into your heart, pull it into your mind, pull it into your body, into your nervous system, and really celebrate that goal and that dream come true right now. Yes, 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 and say yes, yes, yes. Accept all the blessings in your life. Know that you are deserving of all of those blessings in your life. You are the first one that needs to really understand that you are enough, that you are worthy of all the blessings. Feel that. Yay!
Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music. Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music.
Woo! Woo! You know, it's so cute. We got here, and my mom ran downstairs to greet us, and the first thing she was doing is
Celebrate, celebrate,
dance to the music.
She does it with an accent. Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music. Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music.
So dang cute, right?
It's catchy.
I know.
Catchy.
It's great. It's our little jingle. It's our little jingle. Thank you. Bendición, Tia Teresa in the house.
Now, can you guys hear the pounding?
I know. Look, the guy is right outside our window.
Outside.
So funny. That's awesome. Well, that was,
I don't see Beatrice.
I don't join us.
Where are you, Beatrice?
We are waiting so excitedly. Let's see. I love how Beatrice and Patty and Allie and everybody says hi to each other, and David in the house, David Fernandez, and Carl. I love it. Everybody saying hi to each other.
There's
our beautiful guest. All right, let's let her in.
There she
Yes.
is.
All righty. Yay!
Can you hear me?
Our Instagram family around so that we can see.
Take the graphic background.
How
off.
are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Let's see.
Can you hear us?
How about now?
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Awesome.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you for some reason.
You can't hear us?
Can you hear us now?
Let me try something else. I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay. So she's having a little trouble with the sound. Always little technical difficulties.
So,
but it's all good. So put on the comment box, you guys, what are you grateful for? And if you have any questions for Beatrice, start writing the questions, okay? write the question out for her. And we're going to be talking about the 5 love languages. So if you have any questions for Beatrice, write them on the comment box now so we can have them for her, okay? And let's have a really awesome conversation.
All right. While we wait for her to come back on,
let's do Think It, Do It, and we got the power. We got the power.
Tenemos el poder.
Yes, we do. So, oh, look how awesome. Last time we read friendships, right? So now, today is fun. Fun, fun, fun. I deserve to laugh from my belly. There's a little
laughter today.
Yes. Feeling like a kid again is healthy for my body. I enjoy responsible, carefree fun. Fun is like a password for the fountain of youth. It opens up a part of you that feels free, lighthearted, and full of joy and love. Fun is unlimited and is best when shared. Can you remember what fun feels like for you? What triggers a fun memory? It is rolling down a grassy, is it rolling down a grassy hill as a kid? Oh my God, I did that, did you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. What about chasing your dog or getting a balloon? Do roller coaster rides and winning stuffed animals remind you of a fun time? Yep. Maybe the goosebumps from your first kiss made you remember the feeling of fun. Allow yourself to remember these feelings. They keep you healthy, and the youthful attitude can inspire you to think about things in new ways. Fun can mean innovation. You have the power to be and have fun. You have the power to be fun and to have fun.
And now we're going to bring fun.
All right, let's have some fun. In the house.
I couldn't hear you before. It sounded really bad. My connection, I guess.
Okay, now you can?
Yeah, now I can.
I love it.
How are you guys? How was Thanksgiving?
It was fantastic. It was nice. It was great to see family in San Diego. It was just really peaceful and fun. We played this board game called Say Anything. That was a lot of fun too.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Like we hadn't eaten all year.
Totally. Okay, fine. We're gonna eat and eat.
And it's funny when that happens because you give yourself
Yourself
you're gonna say,
permission.
oh, today's gonna be cheating day. And then the next once you go into the holidays, it's like you just want to eat the beautiful, wonderful food everybody's making.
Totally. And it's all comfort food. It's all, then we came from San Diego to Mexico, and we had our yesterday. It was Thanksgiving and Christmas because we're not going to be here for Christmas. So we had the ayaca, we had the pan de jamon, we had,
And yours? How was yours?
Yeah.
It was good. It was small. We had a few events prior to Thanksgiving, and we wanted to just take it easy because New Jersey numbers were going up.
Right.
So it was a small one. So we have had turkey tacos, turkey soup. What else? Sancocho turkey. So we're done with turkey for now.
Well, we are so excited to have you because, last week we started the conversation about the 5 love languages, and it's so important for couples, especially, to know this, right? And
absolutely.
To really be able to connect and stay connected, because without realizing, you can be disconnected with your significant other, and it might be something as simple as, oh, have I given them the love they need to feel loved and connected? Talk to me more about that.
Absolutely. The 5 languages of love. I don't know if you mentioned it's a book, right?
Yes, it is.
Or I don't know. Okay, yes. When I do couples therapy, I ask all my couples to read the book. And some of them do and some of them don't. But the ones that do, they come back and they're like, well, what am I? And I'm like, okay, well, don't you know? Well, that's hard to do, right? So a lot of people don't know because um, sometimes you get the desire and the obsession and the passion of falling in love confused with love, like real love, right? So that's why there's so many divorces, because the desire and the passion can last for about a year to 2 years, or maybe a little more, because you're like, oh, my stomach butterflies. I had a couple one time where the husband said, well, will I ever feel those butterflies again? And I'm like, I'm afraid you won't, because that just comes from your desire, right? That comes from deep inside of you, right? Lust, yes. So to really fall in love, it has to do with each other, right? Knowing who you are. It's an emotional state, right? Or sense, rather, not a state. Let me see, because I write things down because I forget. I get old, but is a I can't find it. I write it down, but I can't find it. So it's an emotional need, right? It's an emotional need. We all have these emotional needs, and I think you talked about it. Like when we're growing up, it's how you feel, what you lacked of, what you didn't get as a child. So if you didn't get a lot of praise as a child, so your emotional need would be, I need a lot of praise. And that goes throughout your life. If your parents didn't give you a lot of time, then that's what you value. You value time, right? Um, and there's five of them, and the other five are gifts. So you value gifts, and the other two are acts of service, and that is someone doing something for you in a way that you take it as showing love, right? And the fifth one is the physical touch. So there are people that, for one reason or another, don't like to be touched. They don't grow up in that environment. Even some cultures don't like to be touched, right? Or because of religion, touching is not part of that. So as they get older, touching becomes more essential, right? So the to follow the emotional needs, we all have the need to be loved and be wanted. Period. So that's how, as a child, that's how you live. I call it like the love tank, and I think in the book they talk about the love tank. But I love the love tank because if that tank is empty, you have nothing, right?
Love tank. Love
tank.
Hey.
So, how do you fill your love tank? You might want to know, right? So the question is, how do you fill your love tank? By getting to know yourself first, in the end, by letting the other person know how is it that you need to be loved, so that you get it, so that you can give it back, not only to your spouse, but to others, like your children and family and friends, right? Does it, is, I lost my train of thought, but
there are 5 different love languages, and what to recap, it's the last one, which is obviously the touching. You need to be affectionate, right? To feel love. That for me, that's how I need to feel. That's how I need to feel love. I need to feel the affection. And the thing is that what I heard is if you didn't have it as a child, but I did have it as a child. So my question is, could it also mean, because I haven't read the book yet, if you also had that as a child, like that's how you grew up, that's what you're going to praise as well, right?
Because there's an expectation on it, right? Like,
right. But like, also, Jen,
if you fall in love with somebody and your love language are completely different, right? If, for example, Jennifer craves a lot of touching and hugging, and I would say more words and just little gestures, then she's used to something else. And if I'm not touching her, what I need to be aware of is that she grew up in an environment where this made her feel love.
Yes, yes,
And
but
that's what we're learning these strategies, because there are strategies. A lot of people don't understand that everything that we're learning, if you really want your marriage to succeed, you have to learn these things.
right,
What
right,
you just said is that, love is, it's not that you don't love your partner when you're with them, it's just the love changes,
right.
from
Love,
year to year, and it becomes something else. That how do you keep it alive is by learning these languages, right?
yes. In the book talks about languages, but really it's learning about each other, right? And that when you learn about each other is it's like learning the language you both speak, right? So time and touch is almost the same. Is almost the same. It can easily be um, looked almost as the same, because when you have someone that gives love through touching, through hugging, through kissing, but you don't spend a lot of time with them, then you want it more, you yearn it more, right? So
Mhm.
that's one of the issues when your love tank is filled but it's not filled enough, right? So as you get older, that want and that need is going to become.
Okay.
So how do you learn to do that? You have to spend more time with your significant other, and not only just spending time but talking about what are the things that how do things make you feel. So I have this exercise. I ask couples that are um more like gift or time, that's their language, right? I want them to talk more about their feelings. And for the most part, Jen, men are the one that are more of the gift and time and touch than women. Women are more of the the verbal and the and time as well. But men are usually don't want to talk about their feelings, right? So one of the exercises I have is that I ask everyone to write three things down every day. You know, this happened to me and it made me feel this way, and I felt this way, so that when you come home, you also have to come home and share it with your significant other.
Okay.
So that way you get to know of how is it that things make you feel and learn from one another.
Okay. So let me see if I understood that correctly. So if something happens with him, for example, that he called and he didn't leave a message, right? And I saw the missed call. So okay, so he called but didn't leave a message. What did I make that mean? How did that make me feel? So I write down when you call and you don't leave a message, it makes me feel like blah blah blah.
Right, right.
And
I
that's
I feel sad or I feel angry when you call and you don't leave a message. Yeah.
okay, got it. I feel frustrated that you didn't leave a message. And then, okay, so then his answer would be, well, you have an expectation that I have to leave a message every time. So what do I answer to him saying, your expectations are ridiculous if I need to leave a message every single time I call and you don't pick up?
Well, I would guide the conversation more of, if you say, I feel upset, frustrated when you call and you don't leave a message, right? Then the other person to engage you in that situation is like, how come it makes you feel that way, right? But if the other person is more on the defensive and is like, well, you have expectations that I can't meet, then we have a different situation there.
Right.
Which is what
There you
usually
How?
happens. Which is usually what happens. Why people? Why there's this
because they
specifically right
get to
now?
the defensiveness.
Yeah. Yes, yes. They put the armor on.
Right.
Right,
Right.
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 So, so, So
I
as
mean,
far
especially
as
right now through COVID, we're hearing that there's so much going on between couples, you know,
Oh
and
yes.
everything is being magnified right now, right? So it's not
Right.
really
Right.
about really doing the work, always doing the work. So in places like what Tony Robbins calls winter, Tony Robbins
The
is
winter's coming.
all these skills come in, you know, why it's important. And then people cannot be surprised if they haven't done any work, why they get divorced or because they haven't
Right.
done work, right?
Right. So the expectation, to use that word, right, but it's not a word that I use often, would be for one person to express how it made them feel and the other person to say, I didn't really, that was not what I wanted to do, you know. But tell me more about it. Like, how come you feel that if I call and don't leave a message, it makes you feel sad or unwanted, or, you know, or however it, or whatever it is. And then the other person may say, well, um, I can say something like, well, uh, you know, I didn't want you to think that I was not, I didn't want to take your call, right? Or I didn't want to miss your call because I miss you so much and I really wanted to talk to you. And I know that was the only time I could talk to you. And so when someone expresses things like that, it's more on their end, it's more that insecurity part. And then the other person, the other partner would say, you know what, if this means so much for you, next time I am going to do my best and say, hey, hon, I love you and I miss you. And boom, right? And leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the work to do, because you want to know how come the other person, and you have to be like raw. You have to say, you know what, um, I don't want you to think like I didn't want to take the call because I was so busy, and I didn't want you to, you know, because we all have that. You all have that. I used to tell my husband, I hope he's not listening, but I used to tell my husband, you always call when I'm in the bathroom. Like, do you have a camera here? You call them in the bathroom.
right.
So it is important to do that. It is important, when time is the love language, it is important to make time. So the exercise is, on the weekends, talk about, ask ask each other, what do you like to do on your spare time, right? And that is so important. You know how many couples, when asked, don't have an answer individually?
Right. Exactly.
They're like, oh, you know, I'm happy with whatever he or she does.
Not true.
Not true. And that's, then you start peeling the onion. No, well, I need you to come up with like 3 to 5 things that you really like, and ask each other and give each other those answers so that you can work from there, so that you can schedule a time together, um, and start learning what the other person likes without assuming that that's what they like, right?
Exactly. And that's key in the marriage, because that's where it just becomes routine. It becomes about kids, it becomes about work and the bills, and you know, what did you do? What did I do? What do I need to do? What do I do? You know, and so the romance and that fun time goes out the window because it's not priority anymore.
Exactly.
And it's something that needs to stay priority, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Okay. Lost you for a minute. I don't know if you lost me, but I lost you. So here's one of the things that I wrote down. 3 things that happen to you. Oh wait. Oh, I said this already. 3 things that happen to you daily and how it make you feel, how you feel about them.
Uh-huh.
About what happened to you. Like sometimes people get really upset things that happen to them outside the home. They come home and then they're like all upset about it. So I want them to write like, well, what was it? Was it like road rage? What was it, like a co-worker saying something to you that you like? And now you come home and you're projecting that frustration to your significant other or your family, right?
Right.
So that is important for them to share. You know, when I was driving, someone cut me off and I felt so powerless and I felt so upset about it because I felt like if I would have gotten into an accident, I wouldn't be able to come home to my family.
Right.
And that's the feeling, right? But when they come home, they project that anger and that frustration to their family.
Got it. And without really sharing.
Without really sharing what
triggered.
happened, how they felt,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what they're projecting. Yeah.
Got it. That's pretty awesome. And it's about being present and really understanding where all your feelings are coming from and not being a little reactive machine, you know,
Right.
and being so present. Yeah, it's the awareness that we've been talking about.
Yes, here's a good one. I had a couple recently, like a year ago, and I still remember because this is my favorite. This is something I personally used. She loved time with the husband and in verbal and in talking, and the husband had a really high stress job, would come home really tired, would not want to talk, but would say, "Hey honey, I love you, how was your day?" Blah blah blah. And he was more of like, I want time for myself, but I also want to make you happy by giving you gifts, right? So he would be the gifting person. So after a few sessions, or a few more sessions rather, I said to her, how come, well, to make a long story short, her hormones she would say got in the way because she was PMSing, or more of like the later end. She would say, I just sometimes don't know what I want. And I said, and after going to the doctor, she realized that hormones were imbalanced and she was going to premenopause. So I said, how about when your husband comes, instead of like the guy say, hey, Lucy, I'm home, you know, from that show, she would say, Lucy is here. And that would let him know that she's not upset with him. She's not wanting or needing or expecting. It's just that she was not, she was feeling a certain way because of her hormones, right? Or her menopausal time.
Okay.
So she would say, Lucy's here. And then he would, to show her love, he would go out and buy her like her favorite drink from Starbucks and, you know, massage her feet, because that's what he would do. He would do gifting in the practice, you know. And I was like, that's great. So she didn't have to tell him that, you know, this is how I feel and blah, blah, blah. And he would just, by little hints, he would just get it and be like, okay,
Got it.
I don't have the time to sing with you, but I'm going to go and get you the things you like so that you know I care for you.
Got it. Okay, so it's just figuring out a formula that both parties are going to be good with,
right?
And really sticking to it. I think that we have a bunch of comments that we hadn't seen before.
Hermana Valdea, we are in Tijuana, Mexico.
We're in Playas de Tijuana, and Wanda Rovira in the house.
Wanda.
And we've got Steve Randell and Pamela and Raul.
So it says, guys, I'm just checking in different backdrop. Where are you? Enjoy your story and the car. We were in San Diego, and now we're in Playas de Pijama.
Yes.
Pamela says, touch me.
Yes, you and I are kindred spirits.
Pamela Rowan, for us it's easy. We are so conscious of what each other needs and wants, and we love to please each other. Hello!
Yes. That's, you know, and I think that's key, right?
Yes.
To really enjoy pleasing the other person, to really want to do that, to have the willingness to want to. Because then why are you even in a relationship if you don't want to confuse the other person that you're with. Like,
Or if you
that makes no sense.
or if you can express what your needs are, or how is it that you want to be loved, if you can't express it, that's huge
Yeah.
in a relationship.
So learning to express what you need, and I think that goes not only emotionally but like sexually. I'm gonna go there.
Ooh, hello, I
To
like
be
that.
able to express to your partner what makes you really feel, like, what do you like? How do you like it? What position do you like? How does it work best for you? Right? If you're not able to have that freedom, then that's where it all starts. It's the communication and being open
I
to
just got
really
stuck in what
understand.
position you like.
He's right there. You're all visual, Mal, right? You're all visual.
I know most men got stuck in like, did she just say
What position do you
position?
like? That's funny. So yeah, no, it's I think it's fascinating to talk about these things, because it's our relationships is what makes us really feel happy and connected in life, right? And that's part of a huge part of our feeling successful in life, you know. So if you guys have any questions for Beatrice? Patty says it's always Friday in Mexico.
Donna says evolves, transitions of life, quality, vulnerable.
Vulnerable time, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
But I have to tell you something, Jen. If the individual, as an individual, if you don't do the work, if you don't do your work, it's going to be really difficult to become intimate, and I don't mean sexually, to become intimate with the other person, because part of a healthy relationship is after the 2 years, right? After the lust, is really about becoming intimate. So when you have conversations to now utilize that now about sexuality, if you don't have those conversations and something doesn't come up for you and you don't take care of it, then you're not going to be able to be part of that relationship. So let's say when we talked about in the past about sexuality, whether it was through culture, religion, or abuse, right, or assault, if something happened to the other person that didn't um, process it the right way, that relationship may not go anywhere. If the other person likes to play, right? If the other person likes to be sexually engaged,
Exactly.
then that could be a huge problem. So that intimacy in terms of like, this happened to me and I can't serve you that way because of that, then the other person has to say, you know what, I'm going to respect that. Or if it's something huge for them, if the way of love and the way they communicate is through touching, that may be a huge part. And yes, that relationship may not be able to get resolved.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So definitely, I mean, we can definitely keep going with this conversation, but I think that this is a really good place to end it today. And recommend, just give us three. You said write 3 things a day that happen to you, and share it with your loved one.
Share it with your loved ones. How it made you feel, right?
Right? And
Yeah.
and then recommend reading the book.
Reading the book is really good, but you have to read the entire book. Some people get stuck like on the beginning of verbal and time. The rest of it is so important. I'm looking for a little sticky because I wanted to say that so the quality activity, I know we talked about feelings, but one of the quality activities is at least one of you wants to do it, right? So you have to agree that one of you has to do it, or wants to do it rather. The other one is willing to do it, and both know what you're doing it for. That is so important, right?
The why. Mm-hmm.
The why. Yeah.
Exactly. So the willingness to want to, it just goes back to asking yourself, are you willing to do this for me? Are you willing to do this for yourself? Right? Because of the result. And what's the result? What's the why in the relationship, so you can have a loving, long lasting relationship, right?
Right.
Just asking which book. What's the book? What's the name of the book?
Called Five Love Languages by what is I forget
Chapman, I believe is his last name.
Mm-hmm.
Chapman.
Five Love Languages, Patricia.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a question for Beatrice? Any questions? And do you have a question?
No. I think the last point was it's something that landed so much for me, which always goes back. You know, if we tie it into our harmony and laughter, it's going back to first you need to allow yourself as an individual to do the work, because that's what happens with most people is that they get in relationships, they fail on that relationship, and they get on to the next relationship, and they keep failing because the original work hasn't been done.
Exactly.
You have to do the work first, so then when you guys come together, then you both have done the work, then you collectively can continue to do the work together.
Right.
Because
Right. And knowing,
you know,
knowing who you truly are is huge. Right. Because then that way, after the 2 years of lust or 1 year, it's different for everybody. You're able to say to your partner, you know, I did go and play golf with you, but that's because I wanted to spend time with you, right? Keyword time. And then the husband or the significant other would say, well, okay, why don't we find something else that either we both like or you like, so that we can continue spending time together.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other part is that, you know, couples in a healthy relationship, they don't keep scores. Like bringing the past to the present, and Jen, you brought that, right? Living in the now. Bringing the past to the present is not going to solve anything.
Right.
Only the now. And so that by doing these daily conversations, if you can spend time with each other daily to have conversations about 3 things you did, 3 things you like to do, how do you want us to be spend more time together, at least I don't know, every weekend. But it's so important to have conversation, recognize patterns, right? Patterns of behaviors are important, because like Mo said, you end the relationship, you go to the next one, in the next one, in the next one. But what is the common denominator in all of those relationships? You.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what is your pattern? Whatever that pattern is. And that's what you got to bring.
I always say you have to take responsibility for what you took or what you take into your relationship. That's why I always say Jennifer is our relationship is the most thought out relationship, the most and we're not perfect, but at least I know that when we fall onto a pattern, that we both are so aware of it. That's the thing, we're so aware of it that we can get back on track because we've done the work individually.
Absolutely.
And we continue, you know.
And that's what I was going to say. As a couple, you have to continue to grow together, because then you are going to grow apart. And I don't know if you guys follow Master Co, but he did such a beautiful new moon or full moon meditation yesterday.
No.
And I was like, and I had my husband, I'm like, sit here because we have to watch this together. Recording, it's beautiful. It talks volumes about the work we have to do.
Yes.
And it speaks volumes about the energy that we all have within ourselves, right?
Yes.
And so it's so important to keep that connection all the time. You know, even if one believes it more than the other, it's so important to keep that connection.
Amen.
I love that.
Amen.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. Master Co is another wonderful resource for us to do daily meditations today is, I think, for economy. And
Yeah.
but yes, I've definitely been doing his meditations, and they're just fantastic. Oh yeah,
you're playing that.
yes. Here, Sergeant
Yeah.
Merla.
Oh,
So
that-
he's going to start a 31 gratitude. I think is it 30? Yeah, 31 gratitude challenge.
Okay.
So
Gratitude.
starting December 1st, tomorrow.
Okay, love that. Love that.
we're already
So
going to December tomorrow.
that's
oh my
awesome.
goodness.
So
Oh,
all
my
right, Master
All
Cole.
right.
All right,
Master
well-
Cole. So we appreciate you. We thank you. We
Oh,
love
we
your
appreciate you.
conversations. Every time you come on, it's such it's just such a wealth of information and wisdom and knowledge that we're super grateful. And again, it's doing the work. It's
Yes.
about really doing the work and not giving up, because for us, we get upset with ourselves and each other when we fall back into that
the
pattern.
pattern.
Patterns. Yeah, the patterns are huge.
The
And
default.
that's why open communication is so important. Open communication is almost like, you're always busy. You're watching the news and this is happening and that is happening, and the neighbors and the kids and I have grandchildren and the children and this and that. And you don't take that time to say, hey, I always talk about taking the temperature. I'm like, take your temperature. What's your temperature now? Oh, like sometimes mine is like 105, and he's like, that Latina, I'm gonna stay away from you.
People have to understand it's a continuous
journey.
This is not something that's
Right.
going to be fixed overnight. But the thing is that you must continue to be on the path. Nothing comes easy.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and
You have to work at it. That's one of the things that I love about
you get to, right?
you know,
You get to work at it if you choose. It's a choice.
But that's the thing, is that most of the time people choose not to, because they go, I don't want to do this, right? Because it's too hard. There's a gift also in being with somebody for so long and wanting to be on that same journey. And I get now, I really get that thing about, I'm that perfect thing. It doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Because
No.
unfortunately, it's like I always go back to education, right? We're not, from the moment we are born, we are educated by our parents, right? But if your parents didn't have a successful marriage,
Right.
where else do you learn how to have a relationship with somebody else? Then you go to school and they don't talk about having relationships. They have sex ed classes, but there's no cognitive behavioral classes where they teach you, self-talk and, all of this stuff. And also when it goes to your finances. So it goes hand in hand. So this is something that, unfortunately, most of us have to learn through life.
Right. And I always ask everyone to keep something so important, which is perception versus reality.
Okay.
And everybody has a different perception, but if you don't communicate it, then your reality is going to be distorted.
Exactly.
Because you can say something and I can have so many thoughts about it, right?
Listening to you.
Yeah, and I can have so many thoughts about it, but perhaps what I'm thinking about may not be exactly what the other person said or how they meant it to say it, right? So that was the other, it's how you say things. That was the other part of the communication language. It's like how you say things is so important, because you can say like, well, didn't you learn how to do that when you were younger, right? Or, I learned to do that when I was 5. I wonder when did you ever learn to do that, right? Because then you're not making the other person feel different.
Exactly.
If you right. Right, right. And that is so important. The I statements. I statements. I feel, I did, I won, and then you follow up with, so did you, or how about you?
Right.
So that the other person doesn't feel like they have to be on the defensive.
Exactly.
Right.
Carl says yes, the rational and emotional mind. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Right.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
on. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, True Tuesday, from here from Mexico. And
Bye-bye, guys.
subscribe to our channel. Definitely subscribe to our channel, True Fun Films, and we'll share in the share this live today. It's so beneficial to everyone. So, I'll see you
Bye-bye, guys.
Adios, amigos.
Thank you.
Bye.